what is this MBR that people are talking about? Hello everyone, welcome back to A Fictional Escapist. My name is Chris and today's video is my August MBR or May Be Read. The last couple of months on this channel have focused pretty heavily on indie and self-pub fantasy and sci-fi, which is excellent. That is what I want this channel to predominantly be about. But that being said, I have a huge backlog of books in my house. You only see 3 of the bookshelves that I have here in the house. There are 3 others full of books throughout the rest of the premises, which you're going to see a little bit of today. So what I thought I would do for August, being a fairly free month for me in terms of reading plans, I've got sci-fi September, spooky season in October, and the new release November that I want to do later this year, but in terms of August, I'm pretty free. So I thought I would do a shop my shelves situation, an idea that I got off Jashana's channel. I will pop her video down below, and I went and had a look at all the books that I have in the house, including these shelves behind me. You'll get a closer look at the top shelves and the bottom shelves, which you don't see here in the videos, to pick out books that would interest me to read in the month of August. Now, I want to put out there that I am not a speed reader. I am not someone who will consume 10 to 14 books in a month, and I have 14 books here on this MBR. I'm someone who typically reads about 6 to 7 books a month, and if I get 8 done, that's fantastic. I don't see it happening, but I have a pile to choose from. So this is going to be a bit of an experiment for me. I'm not typically a mood reader. I'm not drawn to pick anything up as a mood reader. I will just find other things to fill my time. Whereas if I have a TBR and it's structured, I'm much more likely to stick to it and continue reading. That's not to say anything about my enjoyment of reading. Just if I'm picking books willy-nilly, I'm less likely to do it than if I have a structure set for me. So I both have a structure in terms of I've picked 14 books to choose from for the month, but I also don't have a structure, in which case I haven't picked which books I'm going to read out of those 14. So maybe you can let me know what I should be prioritizing down below, and I already know what some of you are gonna say. So without any further ado, what I'm gonna do is jump into me shopping my shelves. I'm not talking throughout this, it's just gonna have some background music playing. We're gonna have a look at all the books and all the shelves that I have here in the house and what I pick out, and then we're gonna come back, you're gonna cut to me here, and I'll go through those books. I'm not gonna go through synopsis or anything like that, that's half of the fun. I hope you enjoyed having a look at my bookshelves. I know there was a bit of dust on some of them, so I apologize. They do need to be dusted. That is a chore for me later today. But I've picked some books out from the 6 bookshelves here in the house. The first book that you haven't seen, I'm going to mention very quickly. I asked over on my Instagram if you thought it would be fun for me to read a book that you think I'd hate and vlog my experience reading it, and y'all said yes. So we did a poll of 4 different books, and Throne of Glass, I think that's what it's called, by Sarah J. Maas, won. So that one is on its way to my door and should be arriving tomorrow for that fun-filled vlog. That is a vlog which is going to be full of swearing, full of spoilers. Hopefully it's chaotic, but imagine the wild card if I turn around and like it. The next couple that I want to mention are ebooks, and that is Isa, I think is how you pronounce it, which is book 3 in the World of Lunaria. This is by L.L. McRae. I'm having such a good time in the World of Lunaria. At the time of filming, I'm about 60% through the way on book 2, and I can just see myself picking up book 3 very quickly after. The next one that I want to mention is the second book in the Threadlight series. I had the name on the tip of my tongue, but I have forgotten it. That is by Zach Argyle, which is the book 2, because book 3, Bonds of Chaos, comes out later in August. So I was hoping to get to book 2 at some point, and I've got the audio book for that. So that is a contender here as well. Now, I forgot to grab this one from the shelves, but it is a self-pub. This is Wake of the Phoenix by Chelsea Harper. That is also a contender. This is one of my choices for Spiffbo 8, one of the 30 books that I said that I wanted to read, and this one is calling to me off the shelves. So this is also a contender for my reading month in August. Jumping into the books that you saw me pick out, there are a couple non-fantasy books here, so we'll start with them. The first one is Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I really like The Handmaid's Tale. I have not read anything else by Margaret Atwood, but I really want to. I liked her writing style in Handmaid's Tale, even if it was terrifying in terms of it's fairly close to where society is going at the moment. I do want to read more of Margaret Atwood, and I picked this up last year, I think on our fake honeymoon, from when my wife and I went away and had to book a honeymoon the day of the wedding because the borders closed with COVID. So that was fun, and we ended up going to a place that we really like in Noosa, and they've got a big bookshop there, which is like half new books, half secondhand books, and there's a coffee shop attached, and it's just lovely. So I picked that one up there, and I've been wanting to read it for a long time. It says it was shortlisted for the Orange Prize and the Man Booker Prize. So I don't know very much about it, except I know that I read the blurb in the store and enjoyed it, picked it up. Maybe it will get read this month, who knows. The other 2 non-fantasy were Stephen King's. Now, I was a consistent Stephen King reader back in the day. I haven't been a consistent Stephen King reader for a long time. I've read 2 this year, I want to say. One being The Colorado Kid and one being Gerald's Game. The next 2 on my list to pick up are Christine, very old editions of these books, and Rose Madder. I don't know if they fall into the multiverse, to be honest. I think Christine was his first book. Maybe it was Carrie. That was the first book. But this one has dog teeth puncture marks from when my dog ate all the books. She really had a good go at Stephen King. Pet Sematary was completely destroyed, and so was Cujo. Make of that what you will. But those are the next 2 Stephen Kings on my radar. I may pick one up in the month of August. There is one book that I know for sure that I'm reading in August. I've been looking forward to this book for a little while now. I finally got my hands on it, and I just watched a video of Joanna talk about it, and I'll put that video down below. She had a live show with Jenny Wirtz and a couple of other booktubers. I'll find that and pop that down below as well. But I want to jump into the world of Jenny Wirtz, and I'm thinking of maybe doing the Wars of Light and Shadow in 2023, but I would like to start with the standalone to ride Hell's Chasm. So this is the only definite that is happening in August, and I'm hoping to buddy read this one with a friend of mine. So that is the for sure is happening in August, whereas the rest of these are maybe I will, maybe I won't. The next one I pick up is going to make one member of my audience very, very happy, and some others go, I don't know, and that is The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. I have committed to read at least 3 books in the Wheel of Time to see if I want to continue on with it. Maybe Jordan's style of writing won't really vibe with me, but this book is big for a book 1. I do have this on ebook, and if I'm being completely honest with you, I read ebooks much faster than I do physical books. I think it has to do with the percentage down the bottom. Like if I can see the percentage, I'm like, oh yeah, I just need this many percent to get to the next whole number. I like to stop on the 5s or the 0s. So there's an insight into my brain. But I've been thinking about jumping into The Eye of the World for a long time. I saw it on the shelf and I was like, maybe this month is the month to finally give it a go. I don't know. I'll be completely honest with you, out of all of the 14 books that I have here on the list, this is the one that I will probably pass over first. So it's on there just in case I feel the need to get to it. I've been thinking about it for a while, so maybe. Now, a world that I've been drawn back to, even though I didn't love the First Law trilogy, I've been drawn back to Joe Abercrombie's writing style. So I have picked up the first standalone, Best Served Cold. I think I have this one on Audible and I may listen to it during the month of August, but I am being drawn back into this world and this writing style, and I'm not sure why. So this is the first of the standalones, and I may jump into this one this month as well. Moving right along, we have TikTok by Dean Koontz. I'm not reading Dean Koontz in any particular order. I have quite a few of Koontz's books on my bookshelf that I still haven't read. I read a lot of the hardbacks that you saw, but not a lot of these paperbacks. So these are books that you can see it's a little bit damaged. I've grabbed from my dad because he used to read a lot of King and a lot of Koontz, and I picked them up once they were in storage and he didn't want to have them in the house anymore, and put them on my own shelves. So TikTok is a fairly short one. The font is fairly small, but it looks like I could get through it pretty quickly, and it's just one that caught my eye when I was going through the shelves as one that I might like to pick up. The next one that I've got here is The Mad Woman's Ball. This is by Victoria Maas. This is a feminist magical realism, I believe. I'm not sure if it would be classified as fantasy, but this book is beautiful, and I heard about this book over a year ago now, I believe on Books with Brittany's channel, and I don't know whether she ever read it. It's just a black hardback. But I've been wanting to get to it for some time, and the cover is gorgeous, and the cover calls to me quite a lot. And it is, again, quite a short book, and the font is quite large and generous, so that may be a nice, easy one to slip into the month. We got 2 more to go. The next one that I'm going to bring up is one that I'm also pretty sure that I am going to read, and that is Tigana by Guy Gavriel Kay. I've been curious about Guy Gavriel Kay for a little while now. Tigana is the book that comes up all the time, and I picked this one up for $1, I'm pretty sure, at one of the book fairs that I went to this year. I have heard a couple of good things. Sarah Reeds did a review which just convinced me that I definitely want to read this book. It is quite chunky, the font is quite small, so we'll see if I get to it this month. And the last one that I've got here is The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. This is a book that I picked up. I like the premise. I like that we have what looks to be a badass female protagonist on the front who has gone through some things. I really enjoy a female protagonist who just brings the world together and takes no shit. So I was looking forward to reading this one, but it's also one of those books on my shelves that I'm not 100% sure about will align with my reading taste. Now, I recently did a video over on World Hoppers where Angela from the Literature Science Alliance mentioned this book, so I was like, maybe I should pick it up and give it a go. So I've picked that one up as well as a maybe for this month. So August is kind of up in the air in terms of books that I may or may not read. At least the wrap up will be entertaining in September, because you won't know what I read unless you follow me over on Goodreads, link down below, if you want to keep up with whatever I'm reading at any given time. Do you have any books on this list that you think I should be reading and prioritizing? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like the content, give it one of these. If you want to see more of it, then click subscribe at your will, and I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.